This is me just like, I don't know what I was doing, but I was feeling very romantic with myself. I miss this place. Just looking at these pictures or these videos making me so emotional. In September of 2021, I decided to pack up everything and just travel the world. I have been doing that since then. It's been really exciting. This was the day I was packing. I'm so emotional just thinking about it. This was my apartment in DC and I was off. The first country I came to was Albania. So beautiful. I actually didn't plan to come to Albania. My destination was Montenegro at the time, but I think there was some riots in town during that era. So I looked for the closest airport and it was Albania and I decided to stay there. Now this is the first hotel I stayed. It's called Castle Conti. I can never forget. I apologize at this point. I wasn't thinking of doing videos for YouTube. So these are just picture videos from my phone. And they'll get better. They'll get better along the way as I keep doing this. But yes, this is Tirana. Tirana is the capital city of Albania and one of my favorite capital cities. I really like Tirana. In Albania, I did a lot of road trips. Now, there's something you should know. The landscapes are really, really beautiful and so diverse. You have ancient cities, you have cities like Tirana that are modern, and then you have this place which is my favorite place ever. It's called Gjirokaster, and this is an old castle. This used to be the ceremonial quarters. Now I forget exactly what that particular dome is called, but yeah, it was where ceremonies used to be performed. The castle itself has now been turned into a museum. So if you're really into history and stuff, you definitely want to check out Gjirokaster. I also visited this house, which is one of the oldest houses in town, and here he's just showing me the key. That's the largest key I've ever seen in my entire life. I had fun just kind of like looking at the landscape in Gjirokaster and just taking it all in. So this was just on the terrace of the house. So yeah, the house is now a tourist attraction, so it's one of those places that you need to see if you are ever in Gjirokaster. And if you are ever in Albania and you like historic cities, definitely come here. Albania surprised me a lot, and I ended up going back to Albania 3 times in 1 year. One of the things I really liked about Albania is how there's so much history about women in Albania. When you go to the museums, you see a lot of stuff about women, and not in a way where it's like patronizing. It's kind of like, hey, women are a strong part of our history and an important part of our history, and we need to showcase that. It was pretty interesting to see that. One of the few places in the world I've ever seen anything like that before. So this is a museum in Tirana, I think. Forgive me, this was about a year ago. So I'm not more than a year ago, so I can't really remember. Oh, and this is definitely a museum in Tirana. That was Mother Teresa here. She's from Albania, if you didn't know that. So yes, that's something interesting that I got to find out when I was in Albania. So there's a section of the museum that is dedicated to Mother Teresa's history growing up and her move to India, and I think she moved to Golgotha, India, and all of the missionary work that she did while she was in Golgotha. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So in this museum, you also have different segments, right? This particular segment was dedicated to Jesus Christ, and in a funny way, it looked like Jesus was closer to the color that we think, Jesus should be. I don't know. That was just a joke. But I did find this interesting, right? And there's a lot of, again, history about women, you see. There's so much representation, and that I thought was a very, very good thing. And this is me just in the museum, just kind of like taking pictures or videos, rather, still on my phone. Not so great, but hey, we make do with whatever we have. I also am not so ashamed to share this video because you would see that I would improve, right? so this is definitely still in the museum, and again, as you can see, there's a lot of representation of women.
If you ever feel alone, 'cause sometimes we'll feel alone. In a second, I'll be right there. Turn around, let it rain. Turn around and let it rain on me. Don't you be afraid. Just follow me. You don't need no space. Just follow me. Like a mirror, you reflect me. Like a Friday night on the weekend, I feel blessed and free. I just don't want this moment to end. But now you say you gotta go. Baby, why you gotta go? Like a mirror, you reflect me.
So I plan to go here on my way back. It doesn't seem like there's anything that connects here and here, except I do this. Okay, so maybe interesting. Okay, so it looks like I'll have to go up here, come back here, and then come here. This is a revelation. You see, that's why getting the physical maps are great, because now I could see that there is actually no direct routes from here to here. I mean, you understand what I mean. Interesting. Okay, this one I know is an interesting city. To be honest, any place around the coast, obviously, because these are like coastal cities, so they will be interesting because that's where you have the beaches and all of that. I really enjoyed driving in Albania, and there was no point where I felt unsafe. Himare, I love Himare. It's a beach town, very nice. And Serande was where I was talking about, where you can just take a boat ride to Kofu, Greece. Yes, and that's Greece, as you can see. The language, that's the Albanian language, very interesting. This is Durrës, yes. Durrës. I keep saying Durrës because I made a lot of friends here. Durrës is, I feel like if I say favorite part of Albania one more time. But for sure, I really like this place. This hotel is called Hotel Aragosta. The owner and his family and I became friends, and I came back over and over again to this hotel. It's just by the beach. At the time I came to Albania, when I got to Durrës, it was off season, so that's the reason why you could see the water so clearly. Usually during season, high season, the entire beachfront is crowded and filled with people. At this point, the crowd had left, so that's why it was even easy for me to just be on the beach by myself, which is another thing I do. I try to travel during low season or shoulder season. Crowds are nice, but just not exactly my thing. This was the second hotel I stayed in Albania, also an historic hotel. I don't remember the name of this place, unfortunately, but I liked it quite a bit, and I'm just kind of like showing you the architecture And yeah, this is me just like, I don't know what I was doing, but I was feeling very romantic with myself. And yeah, some more views from my hotel balcony in Durrës. I miss this place. Just looking at these pictures or these videos making me so emotional. Yeah, this is really beautiful. If you've never visited Albania before, you definitely want to visit. This is sunset right outside my room. For sure, if you're in Durrës and you want a hotel to stay, you should definitely stay there. Oh, another thing is there's a lot of stray dogs in Durrës in Albania. I'm not really sure the reason for that. Every time I ask, people never tell me. But yeah. So yeah, that's all from my first trip to Albania. This was definitely a country that surprised me, and it would always be close to my heart because it was the first country I landed when I decided to start this journey. Albania is always going to be a part of my story, and it's all good vibes. I love Albania so much, and you should consider visiting if you haven't.